taon ka nagtrabaho sa ibang bansa, pero ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. Sineselebrate natin ang inyong retirement. At ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. New beginnings, new independence. Dahil ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. Kung ready ka na maging boss, ready ka nang kasama ang Shawarma Shack. Daan-daang franchisees across the country ang tagumpay sa pagiging boss. Through the Shawarma Shack franchising system, step-by-step namin kayong tutulungan. That's why Shawarma Shack is now the biggest shawarma chain in the country. Gusto namin tagumpay ka. Gusto namin, ikaw na ang boss. Masaya ka bonding sa inyong tagumpay.
"12 young and energetic teams and ball clubs, all eager and pumped to prove themselves worthy of their next big role in their basketball careers. Coming to you live here at the ENDERUN Titan College Gym in the busy center of Taguig, you are watching the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup. Dito, Team B ang bida. Game number 1 already summarized earlier between the DLSU Green Archers and the New Era University Hunters. Another win for De La Salle. And now it is time for game number 2 between the Ateneo Blue Eagles and the Golden Stags from San Sebastian. Migs Gonzalez here with the pleasure of calling today's games, and we are about to witness game number 2, the main event for today between the Ateneo Blue Eagles and the San Sebastian Golden Stags. Starting with the Blue Eagles from Ateneo, tignan natin kung ano yung naging performance nila in their previous game, which will be displayed on the screen shortly. Ateneo with key players in Romeo Ebdane, Marcos Nicolas, and Mark Reyes. So once again, the match at hand is between the Ateneo Blue Eagles and the San Sebastian Golden Stags. Looking at the previous performance of the Blue Eagles of Ateneo, falling short against the Green Archers, La Salle just clicked on all cylinders there, outblocking their arch rival in the UAAP, 11-10 in the steal department, and just more efficient in their shooting performance. Marcos Nicolas having 8 points, 6 rebounds, and an assist to his name. Romeo Ebdane having 17 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals. So definitely two of the players that we'll be looking out for today. And in terms of the keys of winning of this ball club, it's about finishing what they started. We know that once they gave that upset win against the New Era University Hunters, nakakuha sila ng run. Dire-diretso na sila. So, which brings me to early intensity. Kailangan kagad, kumbaga gulpe de gulat ang kailangan gawin ng Ateneo dito. Ngayon, kabilang banda naman ang pag-usapan natin in the San Sebastian Golden Stags. Andre Lumanag and Jerover Cabilia were the main contributors in their last game. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists for Lumanag, and Cabilia with 2 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal across his name, but unfortunately just falling short against the Cardinals with a 12-point deficit, and the rebounds and assists were the title of that ball game. It's just that Mapua shared the ball better and out-rebounded San Sebastian. So today, it's all about sharing the sugar. San Sebastian has to stay relentless on defense, and he has to continue in kumbaga, sharing the ball with their teammates, and the players to watch out in Andre Lumanag, Ken Palaroan, Lance Ronquillo, and Jerover Cabilia, that they have to step up for this Golden Stags Ball Club if they want to emerge with a win today. Ngayon naman, since napag-usapan na natin ang parehong kupunan ng Ateneo and San Sebastian, Sir Benny, that it's like you appeared out of nowhere. Pag-usapan na natin with our courtside reporter, Bianca Tagarda. Anong kwento natin dyan?
Migs and Benny, gaya nga ng sabi ni Coach Raisal Castro, they will treat this game as a championship game as they are having a bad start at 0-3. Pero sabi ni Coach Raisal, wala na daw masasarap pa battling with big schools like Ateneo, especially defeating them as you get to earn their respect. Para naman dito kay Coach Nico Salva of the Ateneo Blue Eagles, he said that they relied so much in their three-pointers, especially during the first half, which is why they lost their transitions in the second half. Pero nagawa na raw nila yan ng solusyon at ayun ang abangan natin for this game. Pero Migs and Benny, ano ba yung gusto nyong abangan or inaabangan ninyo for this game?
Thank you, Bianca. And personally, inaabangan ko kung magiging mainit ang Ateneo early on because we already covered kanina, no? Kung makukuha nila yung intensity early, that's gonna be a key to winning so far.
Yes, and apart from that, Migs, ang gusto ko rin makita is, will it rain? Will it rain threes?
Tignan natin.
Yan ang gusto ko makita.
That's gonna be the story of San Sebastian and Ateneo, no? It's a 3-point battle and getting their strides early. Pero punta na tayo sa friendly prediction lang natin. Personally, I'm going with the Blue Eagles.
Okay.
Nakita kasi natin yung naging upset win nila against New Era and I believe it's just time that they do it again.
Yeah,
What do you
ako
think?
naman, I'll go with Eternal Dehadista, of course, San Sebastian Golden Stag. But syempre, ako, I came from the University Belt. So medyo malapit sa akin. I'm from San Beda. Syempre, yung katabi namin eskwela, yung San Sebastian Golden Stags.
And that is our friendly prediction. Let's get the ball rolling for game number 2. Ateneo Blue Eagles against the San Sebastian Golden Stags.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here at the ENDERUN College's City of Taguig. Live on our official Facebook page and our YouTube channel, we're bringing you the action between the Ateneo de Manila University Blue Eagles versus your San Sebastian College Recoletos Golden Stags. This is your Pinoyliga Next Man Cup, brought to you by Shawarma Shack. Now let's meet the starters first. From Ateneo de Manila University Blue Eagles. Starting guard number 1, Santi Soler. Another guard number 3, Romeo Ebdane. Starting forward number 2, Matthew De Luna. Another forward number 11, Andre Tan. And starting center number 30, Daniel Tupas. The Blue Eagles head coach is Nico Salva. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for San Sebastian College Recoletos Golden Stags. Starting guard number 23, Jerober Cabilla. Another guard, number 28, Lance Ronquillo. Starting forward, number 8, Neil Castor. Another forward, number 9, Ken Palaruan. And starting center, number 50, Axel Kitane. The Golden Stags head coach is Rysel Castro. Our game referees for this match, crew chief Dennis Escaros, umpire 1 Dave Maligaya, and umpire 2 Elgar Escaros.
And starting lineups now on your screen. Soler and Ebdane will be the shooting guard and point guard for Ateneo. Tupas at the center. De Luna and Tan will be their 3 and 4. Lance Ronquillo and Cabilla naman. Para sa San Sebastian Golden Stags, Kitane, Palaroan, and Castor will complete their 5. This is the beginning of game number 2 between the San Sebastian Golden Stags and the Ateneo Blue Eagles. A game of runs that we're expecting here, Benny. It's a game of threes, and it's a test of consistency for both of these teams. What's your take on that?
I agree with you, Mix, in terms of consistency and in terms of three-point shooting. They have to both be consistent kasi in the case of the San Sebastian Golden Stars, they have Jerover Cabilla, lockdown shooter. Sa kabila naman, Ferdy Ebdane. Of course, nandyan din yung iba pang wings sila, Matthew De Luna, mga three-point shooters. So let's see kung sino magiging consistent.
Oh, and the emergency shot there after a second opportunity, still empty for the Blue Eagles. And they'll reset now. Ebdane at the helm. A quick double there, an excellent trap by San Sebastian, forcing a turnover.
I like
And
the
no look
intensity.
pass to Palaroan, almost an end one.
I like the intensity mix of the San Sebastian Golden Stags early on in the game. Yung kanilang trap dun sa ball handlers up top ng Ateneo Blue Eagles netted them this interception and a near 3-point play.
Nakita kasi nila, no? And from the scouting report, siguro an intangible report that they have. is Ateneo doesn't have the amount or level of physicality of the other teams, no? Kaya medyo nagugulpi-gulat ng San Sebastian dito. Immediately tinrap yung ball handler, resulting in a turnover.
From a program point of view, Migs, Ateneo has been longing for a big man presence from the time na nawala sa program nila si Ange Kwame.
Yeah.
So from that time on, we haven't seen a dominant big man that will complement yung yung revolving door of great guards and wings that the Ateneo Blue Eagle program produces.
Makakuha sila ng isang magandang big man, no? They already have the likes of Edane, Nicolas, Tupas. Kumbaga, wala pang nakaka-cover nga, no? Nung center position, and another steal for Baste. Cabilia almost tracked down. Excellent defense by Edane. Solar down the other side. Drives against Kitane. And trying to make some space is Andre Tan. And referees whistle that ball will stay with Ateneo.
Yeah, yung pegs or yung type prototypical Ateneo bigs or the lanky bigs that we see.
Yeah.
That we're seeing, that's in the case of Tan. Wala pa tayo nakikita yung bulky, yung bang medyo makapal in
Medyo
a way.
Drex de los Reyes na
Yes,
type, no?
Yeah. I think those are the type of bigs that could help the team.
An excellent extra pass to Santi Solar. And this is the runs we were talking about. Na kapag nakuha nila ito ng maaga, Ateneo is hard to stop. Even with their missing presence on the inside, an offensive foul is called on Kitane. This is something that Ateneo can use towards the victory. We saw it against New Era. New Era did not have the best game, but not the worst game either. So Ateneo didn't have them at their worst, but still making an upset win for them.
Ang Ateneo, they're doing their sets, looking for the corner shooters.
Yeah.
Kaya nakikita natin, they're still in that three-point shooting mode, but iba na rin siguro yung pinapatakbo muna ni Coach Nico Salva. They're looking for those corner shots instead of those wing threes.
And Santi Solar will go to the line as Kitane. That, I believe, is his second foul. So papasok na ngayon si Russell Rodriguez, I believe, to substitute Axel Kitane rather.
Santi Soler, a son of course, Coach Juno Soler, a champion coach for the De La Salle Green Archers.
Pero ngayon, sporting the blue and white. Etong si Santi Solar. So, and speaking of the system of Ateneo, no, na hindi sila usually, yung naghahanap ng wing threes. They usually end up in the corner, and that's where the shot frees up. And so far, may napasok na silang isa.
Kasi ang nakita natin from their previous games, kung titignan natin yung shot chart ng Ateneo, most of the 3 points they came from the wing.
And Castor knocks it down in return. Answering back from that trio of Ateneo. And kung babalikan nga natin yung pointers ng San Sebastian, no? On the part of Ateneo, it's being consistent. It's being hot early. But in terms of San Sebastian, they have something that Ateneo doesn't. It's defensive intensity. That's something that they have to keep up the entire game.
Defensive intensity and mga bigs ng San Sebastian Golden Stars, they have a slight advantage over the bigs of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Nakita natin si Russell Rodriguez, very big yung size niya.
And Rover Cabilia, the guard from Guangming, makes his presence felt for the Stags.
Jeremy Cabilia makes 12 points on 3-5 shooting from the last game. So makikita mo talaga, very efficient yung shooting. Kung magvo-volume shoot siya, possibly, baka tumaas pa to.
And that's your 3-point shot play of the game, brought to you by Smart 5G. And now on the inbound is Ateneo. Solar will bring it down against the full court press.
The press is hard on the part of the San Sebastian Golden Stag early. Hindi katulad ng mga previous games nila.
And Tan all the way to the basket, but blocked at the apex by Castor after knocking down a 3 earlier. Coming up with a defensive stop against Tan. Let's take a look at this replay. Just saying absolutely not is Castor. Just going straight up. It's great defense. Three-pointer on the way. Different corner, but no avail.
You know, I got to speak to Coach Amboy of the San Sebastian Golden Stags mix, and they participated in a tournament in Taytay with open commercial teams. But sabi nga nila, ako mas maganda nga't nakasali rin tayo sa next Man Cup because dito mapipilitan tayo dumefend on a man-to-man.
Yeah.
Because normally if they play daw in an open competition, zone lang.
Yeah.
So sabi nila, ito yung mga type of competitions na ang mga bata masasanay sa man-to-man.
Kumbaga, it's less intensity kasi kapag hindi ganun. And Castor tries to tack on more. But in and out on that three. Ebdane pushing the issue with Tupas, but will reset with Soler. And Ronquillo getting that early foul in that possession.
Santi Soler with a green light to go freeze and to go hard.
We know what he can do, no? He's been a good contributor in their last game against New Era. And ngayon, checking in for Ateneo is Edu.
It's Femi Edu.
Femi Edu, yeah.
The brother, of course, of AJ Edu.
AJ pala.
AJ Edu is currently at Japanese basketball in the B League. Ito si Femi Edu. He's a Swiss knight, as I have described him. He could cover the bigs. Ang maganda sa kanya, he has the size of a guard, but he could play the forward. He could play defense against the bigger forwards, like in the case of yung kanyang last game against De La Salle, where he really did well defending the post against a Mason Amos, who's 6'8".
It just goes to show the versatility of this team, no? In terms of their personnel, as another corner missed there for San Sebastian. But Palaroan will post up against Santi. Up and under move, can't convert. And the relatively slower game compared to game number 1 is this Ateneo and San Sebastian team, because we see a Blue Eagle squad that prides itself in its half-court sets. But San Sebastian, a very running team, kumbaga, na they have the likes of Lance Ronquillo, they have Drover Cabilia, and they have big men that can shoot like Castor. So they can stretch the floor and run you out of the building if you let them.
Yeah, si Axel Quitane, Russell Rodriguez, ito yung mga type of bigs na I think tipo talaga ng coaching staff ng San Sebastian Golden Stags. And mind you, Migs, meron pa tayong isang player na hindi pa natin nakikita, Andre Lumanag.
Yes.
I got to speak to Coach Nonoy Bonleon, isa sa mga yung big brother na yung older brother ni Coach Arvin Bonleon, at nakwento niya nga ito si Andre Lumanag is one of the best products of Davao. And nung nakikipag-usap ako sa ibang mga coaches, sinasabi na nga yung basics ni Andre Lumanag is
Very solid.
very solid.
Yeah.
At yung ibang coaches, they're very impressed in what they see in Andre Lumanag. Kasi kuminsan yung mga coaches, even if they don't see na offensively nagsashine yung bata, but they could see through the footwork, they could see to the
training
training, at
The
saka
reps,
yung mga what do you call that, yung mga tendencies nung bata.
IQ also. I mean, it shows from the training, no? Na if they don't produce man, it's just the training that shows after. And trying to tap that ball is Arum, but can't quite control it. Soler almost losing his defender on that jab step, but wild shot. Another wild shot by Soler. And Arum still can't get it to finish. Can this go? Finally, it falls for third Ebdane.
Can number 10 Arum be that answer for that hole in the middle for the Ateneo Blue Eagles? Let's see.
He could be. Kasi ngayon, ngayon ko lang nakita. Etong si Arum for Ateneo, no? Na he hasn't been sporting the blue and white for Coach Nico Salva in the previous games of Ateneo. But maybe, because he has the build, he has the length to be the potential next Ange Kwame. And he has the intentional footwork.
Yung nakikita natin in terms of footwork, it's there. I think yung finish, kailangan din natin makita. And developmental, itong nakikita ko para kay number 10 of the Ateneo Blue Eagles.
The defensive arm forcing that shot by Ronquillo. Palaroan swallows up that board, just can't finish on the next serving. And ball will stay with San Sebastian. And checking in now is Russell Rodriguez and Michael Asoro for Ateneo. Asoro, as we all know, the Spitfire guard of Ateneo, one of the main contributors in their last game against the Hunters, handing them their first defeat in the season.
Michael Asoro, a product of course of Cebu. Mahaba kasi yung pipeline ng Ateneo Blue Eagles in Cebu. Ang ganda ng mga players na nakukuha nila doon. Of course, don't have to go far. Jared Bahay, and then si Michael Asoro. Previously, Rafi Celis.
Yep.
Yung mga players na yan. Galing sa Cebu.
But Rafi Celis now sporting the green and white with the Blazers.
Yeah, with the Blazers.
Yeah.
Now, fun fact, Migs, si Michael Asoro is a nephew of the Asoro guy from NU.
From the Bulldogs.
From the Bulldogs, yes.
I just forgot his first name, but I've seen his last name. Yeah.
Yes, yung the Asoro, yung ano, Erwin Asoro. But he's a early 2000s. Ano, he's one of the most dependable forwards for that NU Bulldogs.
And now set to check in is Andre Lumanag as Ronquillo lets one fly from deep, but no. Gamber receives this ball against Ronquillo. Attacks the defense, falls away. Questionable shot there by Gamber. And trying to control this basketball, Rodriguez on the break. Almost loses it. Gives it to Ronquillo. All the way. Tries to drop it off to Palaroan, but excellent defense by Aro. And not having enough real estate there. So ball will reset for San Sebastian. And looks like timeout will be called by the San Sebastian Golden Stags. 8-9 is our score. A low scoring first quarter so far. But the best is yet to come. We'll be right back for more Pinoyliga Next Man Cup action.
10 taon ka nagtrabaho sa ibang bansa, pero ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. Sineselebrate natin ang inyong retirement. At ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. New beginnings, new independence. Dahil ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. Kung ready ka na maging boss, ready ka nang kasama ang Shawarma Shack. Daan-daang franchisees across the country ang tagumpay sa pagiging boss. Through the Shawarma Shack franchising system, step-by-step namin kayong tutulungan. That's why Shawarma Shack is now the biggest shawarma chain in the country. Gusto namin tagumpay ka. Gusto namin, ikaw na ang boss. Masaya ka bonding sa inyong tagumpay.
Mga kaliga, Kenji Buenaflor is now back and better, coming off from a surgery under his left eye. 2 weeks man siyang nag-stop from playing basketball, pero malaki daw ang role na ginagampanan ni Kenji according to Coach Rizal Castro, as he is one of the team's core players, which is why for this game, he might be the missing piece that San Sebastian needs in order to have their first win. Pero Migs and Benny, i-welcome nyo naman itong si Kenji Buenaflor kahit na hindi pa siya pinapasok for this game. But hopefully, as the quarter progresses and as the game progresses as well, we will get to see the new and improved Kenji Buenaflor.
Thank you, Bianca. And definitely an exciting cog in this San Sebastian machine, itong si Kenji Buenaflor. As we all know, the brother of Koji Buenaflor of UST. So one of the valuable assets that the coaching staff of San Sebastian has. And hopefully, again, we get to see him the next game and see what he has. Time running down on the clock. Gamber blocked by Segovia. The brick wall of San Sebastian just shutting down Gamber. And we know that's what he can do. He is a lockdown defender for San Sebastian. Let's take a look at this replay. Segovia just knowing every move he was going to make and blocking that shot before it even had a chance to air. Ronquillo gives it to Castor. On him is Gamber. Hard show there by Edu. And Ronquillo with a running shot, no good. Aram collects it for Ateneo. And running out of airspace is Aram. But ball will stay with Ateneo as that foul is given up by Russell Rodriguez. 8-9 is the score so far. San Sebastian with a relatively slow start. And Ilagan now checks in for Lance Ronquillo. This is Gene Ilagan, one of the few times that he has been put in the ball game by the coaching staff of San Sebastian. Kenji Buenaflor now seeing his first few minutes of the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup. for San Sebastian. No good there for Arum. And second shot now for the Ateneo big man. Nicolas also in for Ateneo. And that second shot goes. San Sebastian trying to beat this full court press of Ateneo. Ilagan, almost a turnover for San Sebastian. Buenaflor chucks it to the other side. Trying to get that pick from Rodriguez. Excellent ball fake, the footwork, the finish, and the layup by Lumanag. Andre Lumanag finding the gap in the defense and finishing for San Sebastian. Nicolas against Andre. Shot clock reads 8. Gamber to Asoro. Still yet to find his touch in this game. Could this be the start? Yes, sir! And that's Michael Asoro's first touch and his first three-pointer of the game. Almost a steal. And Ateneo completes the turnover as they lead by 1. Take a look at this replay by Michael Asoro stepping back, taking a fake and getting that shot to go. Nicolas on the wing. Segovia trying to fight through that screen. Gamber gambles on that switch. Asoro tries to go against Edu. Same spot, but now he's fouled at the three-point line. And now he'll be shooting 3 free throws for the blue and white. Michael Asoro, as we know him, the calling card he has is shooting those outside shots for Ateneo and making them count, especially when it matters the most. Asoro making the first of 3 shots after he was fouled on that 3-point attempt.
I got to Migs, si Edwin Asoro. I mentioned Edwin Asoro is the uncle of Michael Asoro.
Oh, there we go. Uncle niya pala.
Okay.
Obviously on his dad's side. Kasi Asoro.
Asoro. So may yung genes talaga nila is basketball is running through the Asoro genes.
Okay. Lumanag now for 3. Short on that one. Gamber collects it. Ateneo sees numbers. Can Nicolas capitalize? But caught dancing the cha-cha. And that will be a travel against Marcos Nicolas.
Marcos Nicolas, he has a basketball body. He's a twinner. He could play the 2-3. He has to be consistent though. Kailangan natin makita kung ano talaga yung maibibigay niya because he has the physical body.
Lumanag, corner triple. No good, and that will be the last few seconds of the first quarter. The score is 15-11 in favor of the Blue Eagles as they latch on to a small 4-point margin against the Golden Stags that are hungry for a win as they are still winless. These first quarter highlights brought to you by the Shawarma Shack. Can they turn it around in the second quarter and find the run that they need and finally get their first win in the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup season? We'll be right back for the second quarter of the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup.
10 taon ka nagtrabaho sa ibang bansa, pero ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. Sineselebrate natin ang inyong retirement. At ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. New beginnings, new independence. Dahil ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. Kung ready ka na maging boss, ready ka nang kasama ang Shawarma Shack. Daan-daang franchisees across the country ang tagumpay sa pagiging boss. Through the Shawarma Shack franchising system, step-by-step namin kayong tutulungan. That's why Shawarma Shack is now the biggest shawarma chain in the country. Gusto namin tagumpay ka. Gusto namin ikaw na ang boss. Masaya ka bonding sa inyong tagumpay.
And coming back to the action, the second quarter, fun, fan, and fam. Our audience here in attendance at the ENDERUN Titan Gym, supporting their home teams in the Ateneo Blue Eagles and the San Sebastian Golden Stags as we approach the next 10 minutes of the ball game Ateneo latching onto a 4-point lead. What did San Sebastian need to do in that first quarter to make this an even closer ball game or even get the lead, Ben?
Execution, nothing more, nothing less. Kailangan din lang kasi nila makita natin a very fluid offensive set that we could see from them. Kailangan din natin makita yung taking advantage because like what we said, they have a more a stable of bigs na potentially could outmatch yung Ateneo Blue Eagles.
Now at the free throw line, Ilagan substituting Lance Ronquillo earlier in the first quarter as he will take his second shot here after being fouled. Makes almost both in and out of that second one. Now Asoro will bring it down for the Blue Eagles, being bothered by Andre Lumanag.
We haven't seen 30 Evdane really light it up. And
Not yet.
I got to talk to Coach Nico Salva. He's very high on 30 Evdane. He's one of those players that might have a big chance, of course, of cracking the Team A from of course the Team B. Kasi maganda talaga yung pinapakita niya.
And great steal there by Aram. It's showtime. Throwdown time here in Taguig as David Aram throws it down for Ateneo.
They might use David Arum as a perimeter defender sa ganyang haba, and I think it has potential kung gagawin nila yan, no? Kasi yung length niya would be able to get all of those interceptions.
Mas kailangan lang niya ng anticipation eh. Kumbaga, he has the length, he has the footwork, it's just that he needs to think in advance of what his guard can do. Kung sino yung tinatao niya, kailangan na-anticipate niya yung next move.
Maganda siyang weapon on a pick and roll kasi hindi siya machi-cherry pick ng mga gwardiya dahil meron siyang mobility at saka meron siyang length. Kaya I think on a pick and roll, on a pick and pop, dahil sa haba niya, he would be able to recover, he could be able to defend yung mga ganong situations.
Now taking it out is Femi Edu with shot clock reading 13. Asoro bothered by the defense of Lumanag. Gets that pick from Aro. Great double there by San Sebastian. Gambling the jump shot and bad pass selection there. Segovia tried to drop it off to Ilagan but just could not connect the way they wanted it to. Lumanag will reset against the Asoro defense. Kicks it out, Kenji Buenaflor. Welcome to the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup. The first points of Kenji.
Ganda na. It's a good read on Lumanag, locating yung kanyang corner shooter. Hidrinon niya yung kanyang depensa.
And great block there by Rodriguez as Buenaflor tries to find it on the other side. And Nico Salva, a rare time that he goes all the way across the floor. Not liking that last no call, I believe. And that is going to be a technical foul on Nico Salva. The referee already signaled it. And Nico Salva trying to ask some clarification on that last call. Sumaksak kanina itong si Asoro na supalpal ni Russell Rodriguez, but there was no foul call on that last layup.
Let's say if we could check it out on our replay center, baka mamaya it would shed some light into what really happened into that play action.
A rare outburst from Nico Salva as Kenji Buenaflor is down on the other side, but these were the moments we're already leading after the shot.
Yeah.
So we have to see probably a few seconds before that to see what actually happened. And now the coaching staff of San Sebastian making sure that they get these next plays right, pero mukhang walang overturn ng tawag doon.
Sometimes coaches, Migs, would do these certain actions just to fire up yung kanilang team.
Maybe.
There are instances that I got to read this legendary coach in the NBA na I forgot na lang ano siya, ang sabi niya, sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
In terms of firing up the emotions of your players.
Yeah. Segovia stops on a dime after that drive, and that is Junik Segovia for you. Providing quality minutes on defense, and getting those piso-piso points for the Golden Stags.
Junik Segovia, pag ni-scout natin siya, maganda rin yung physical frame niya. If he plays the 2-3 and he develops more guard skills, he could be a serviceable swing player or even a point guard para sa San Sebastian Golden Stags. But yeah,
Pakinggan natin ang ating kwento from the sidelines from Bianca Tagarda, our courtside reporter. Bianca?
Migs and Benny, napaka-timely nga ng report nito dahil another product ng Ateneo de Cebu, itong si Michael Azoro, who tells me na iba raw ang feeling playing for Ateneo de Manila dahil ayun nga raw ang nilalaban for UAAP. Transferred in 2022, Michael has long been embracing the culture here in Manila kahit na minsan ay nakaka-homesick din. Pero mga kaliga, magbabalik tayo after this timeout.
And heading back into the second quarter after that report by Bianca, pag-usapan natin si Michael Azoro. No? We already touched on him earlier. Another product of Ateneo de Cebu, and now he is playing for Ateneo de Manila. How big of a factor is it transitioning from outside Metro Manila and now sporting the blue and white in Ateneo de Manila na?
Yung Cebu kasi has been a hotbed of recruitment for the Ateneo program because they have Sacred Heart of Cebu, which is a Jesuit school. And yung linya, of course, ng coaching staff ng Ateneo is very tight. And because of that relationship, yung mga recruits, yung mga magagaling na players from Cebu, they already feel comfortable knowing that other players from Cebu has already experienced the Ateneo way. Kaya yun, I think that's working well for the program of the Ateneo Blue Eagles because they have an open line, so to speak, sa Cebu talents.
Kumbaga may never-ending pool sila of recruitment in Cebu. As Kyle Gamber knocked down that jump shot earlier, Ilagan gets free. Short on the jumper. Azoro will reset for Ateneo. Gets that pick. Three-pointer, same spot, same result. And Michael Azoro is starting to heat up.
Maybe we could talk about briefly mix yung mga different approaches din ng mga different programs and how they recruit. You know, there are people sa coaching staff that they would try to recruit in the USA, iba naman sa Europe, yung iba naman in-house sa Pilipinas, and like Ateneo, they get it from Cebu nga and also from other parts of the country.
And after that scrappy play by Lumanag earlier, Ateneo now again down the other side. Reyes hands it off to Nicolas. Losing him on the spin cycle. No foul was called and San Sebastian will continue. Kenji Buenaflor brings it down. Three-pointer on the way. Yes, sir! And that three is good para kay Gene Ilagan. Filling in the shoes for Lance Ronquillo. Definitely some quality minutes here for Gene. Short on that three-pointer was Reyes. And Ilagan now will reset with Lumanag at the helm. Lance Ronquillo still on the bench here for San Sebastian. But set to check in is Castor. Excellent play on the inside. Three-pointer again. In and out. Very close calls there. Azoro down to Reyes, downhill attack, uses the board, gets the foul in the basket.
Timely shot, timely incursion. They need that points from
Mark Reyes.
Reyes.
But it looks like timeout will be called for now for San Sebastian, 27-24, as the Golden Stags hold on to a 3-point lead. This is your shocking play of the game, brought to you by the Shawarma Shack. We'll be right back after this timeout. And coming back from this timeout of San Sebastian as they hold on to a 3-point lead. And now Mark Reyes will be heading back to the free throw line for one free throw after that end one play. And it looks like San Sebastian has a new player on the floor in Jefferson Jagna. Seeing his first minutes for San Sebastian here. And Reyes makes the free throw. And again, kitang-kita talaga yung glaring need of Ateneo for that big man. No? Since nawala si Ange Kwame, you're stuck with, not really stuck, but you have the composition of guards and the stretch bigs that you have. So hopefully itong si David Arum will fill that gap. Or maybe in Edu, if not trained in a similar way.
When they got Victor Balogun from CEU as their FSA, they were expecting really, really big things from Victor. Siyempre, mahirap ma-compare din kay Ange Kwame because that's a different FSA.
Siyempre.
Si Ange Kwame has given a lot of the intangibles to the program. But they're now seeking that next great FSA, ika nga nila.
And Segovia getting through with a possible questionable no call, but that's going to be a foul regardless on Andre Lumanag. Segovia will check out the Ronquillo back in. And actually similar to the San Sebastian squad, no? Parang wala silang towering big man as well. Wala silang katulad ng TJ Adams ng New Era. Wala silang parang Drex de los Reyes ng Mapua. That's also something that San Sebastian could possibly incorporate into their lineup to even make their roster deeper coming into the next season of the NCAA.
Season 100 mix ng NCAA, they were really without a big man.
Yeah.
Rafael Are, yan yung mga
Si
players
Paeng.
nila.
Yeah.
Sila Paeng Are, yung sila Escobedo,
Si
these are
James
not
Maliwat
bigs.
also.
Oh,
Yeah.
James Maliwat. Hindi sila malalaki pero big heart.
Yeah.
Big-hearted yung mga players na yan. And I think dito na, nagsusearch sila kung sino yung potentially pumalit and yung mga bagong bigs.
Ronquillo trying to navigate himself through traffic. Castor could have been a big shot. And San Sebastian is a good shooting team actually. Ronquillo can knock down threes. Castor, Segovia. But they're also up against another good shooting team in San Sebastian. Oh, and quickly trapped in the backcourt.
Speaking of shooting, Migs, si Ateneo during that time against the New Era Hunters where they won, they shot 38%. But get this, 14 of 37 shooting yung ginawa nila. Now, in the case of their game against the De La Salle Green Archers, they still did 38%. But the difference is the number of shots that they made because they only did 16.
It's less na eh.
Yeah.
Kumbaga less margin for error na sila kapag
Yes.
nagsushoot eh. Yeah.
And that's because the De La Salle Green Archers defense during the third quarter, they locked in.
Yeah.
And that became the biggest headache for someone like Ateneo because their shooting percentage is high, but the volume is low.
Yeah. So something that they could possibly explore is increasing that volume coming into today.
That's potentially something that they could do because they shoot the ball at a high clip at a 38% rate. It's near 40, so that's 4 of 10 shots. So pwede natin tignan yun. Si San Sebastian Golden Stags, they're not employing a really tight defense at this point.
And locking down that rebound is Alonzo Luna. Corner triple. And that does not go in for Gamber, but that's a defensive lapse for the Golden Stags. Ronquillo loses the ball to Luna. And look who's bringing down the ball. Matthew De Luna. Against the defense of Sean Hamora. Gamber receives it, but good defense there by San Sebastian. Reyes receives. Luna puts it up, almost an end one. But he'll be earning his 2 points the old-fashioned way.
Alonso Luna, permanent fixture sa Team B ng Ateneo Blue Eagles. And from the first season natin of the Next Man Cup Mix, when we were still playing at the Activate Hoop Center, we've already seen how Alonzo Luna can play. He was at that time with now at the UST Growling Tigers, si Isaac Danting or Ice
Yeah,
Danting.
si Ice Danting. Yep.
Yung mga players that was notable from the time of the Ateneo Blue Eagles in the first season of the Next Man Cup.
And Alonzo Luna, also one of the mainstays of Ateneo. You mentioned nga, no? And isa sa mga leader na tinitignan nitong Blue Eagles squad na to. Because whenever we talk to the players of Ateneo, whether it be the coaching staff or whether it be the main players, the bench players, they point to Alonzo Luna as a point of leadership. As being one of the longer ones na nagstay sa program. Kumbaga, Kuya Alonzo na yung tawag sa kanya.
He's a vocal leader of the team. And si Alonso naman is like Ateneo molds student athletes really really well. Kaya yun makikita natin that there are emerging leaders. And Alonso Luna is the obvious, sabi nga ng mga kasama niya.
Let's take a look at this replay, no? Luna and looks like Castor just getting into a bit of a scuffle. If not sure, but Palaroan pala ang naka out of bounds doon. No good there for De Luna. As ball sails back to San Sebastian with 1.5 remaining, and it's just a 1-point ball game despite the shooting woes of both teams na hindi pa masyadong nakaka-breach sa hot streak sila pareho.
Really?
San Sebastian has been relentless on defense but just inconsistent, and Ateneo has been trying to be hot from outside.
Relatively slow, low-scoring ball game, 30 to 29 in favor of the San Sebastian Golden Stags. And let's see, itong si Lance Ronquillo, another one, highly recruited ito.
Yes.
Noong time na,
Oh, yeah.
paglabas niya ng kanyang high school tenure. And I think itong si Ronquillo would have a very good case for this season 101.
He might be the next Paeng-Are.
Who
Kasi
knows?
kapag wala na si Paeng-Are sa San Sebastian, they'll for sure look to Lance Ronquillo to fill his shoes once he's gone.
I think there's an opportunity for him to be that person.
Yeah. Getting it across is Prado. Almost losing the ball and completes the turnover. Ronquillo against traffic. Palaroan lays it up.
That
But
was
a bit too fancy.
Nice pocket pass. Hindi lang talaga napasok on the part of the Stags.
30 Ebdane steps back for 3. He can score those in bunches, but no good. And Luna and Ronquillo getting into a bit of extracurricular color. The ball still stays with the Stags, as San Sebastian will call their last timeout of the second quarter. 29 to 31, still in favor of San Sebastian. We'll be right back for more action. And after San Sebastian has called their last timeout, talking things over for the last minute of the second quarter. 31 to 29 so far, still in favor of the Golden Stags. They have Ronquillo, Hamora, Jagna, Palaroan, and Castor as their 5 on the floor against De Luna, Luna, Reyes, Ebdane, and Prado.
Ken Palaroan makes 9 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals the last game that they had against Mapua. Reason why I'm sharing this now is because he might be their own Swiss snipe version. Ano?
Actually, he might be.
9 points, oh. Tapos yung mga defensive stats talagang pinapakita niya. 4 assists, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals.
He can do everything for San Sebastian, being the recruit from UE. And three-pointers, still no good. Last 20 seconds here of the first. Ball goes back to San Sebastian. Again? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been mentioning about these two teams that finding their identity, yung Ateneo and itong San Sebastian Golden Stags. San Sebastian Golden Stags, none bigger because there's a lot of players na talagang mawawala. So yung identity nila will not be built solely on the last year's team. But really, kung ano yung nabibuild ngayon.
Yes.
Yun yung nakikita natin.
And that's something that you would want to see. Continuity. Kumbaga. That's important. Kasi kung papalit-palit ka ng personnel, coaching staff, or tradition, that's very difficult for a program to uphold. Kasi nga, walang tuloy-tuloy.
Tingnan din natin kasi they brought back in si
Cabilla and
si
Dumalag.
Cabilla, no? Si Jerover Cabilla kasi if in terms of identity, are they gonna be a long game shooting identity team? Kasi tingnan din natin nung laro nila against Mapua, they shot 40% mix 4 of 10. Again, similar to what happened kay Ateneo. Kung nag-volume shoot ba sila, will that be as high as 40% in terms of
Nobody knows.
the shooting clip? So, it's something that the coaching staff needs to really think about because there's potential kasi on high clip nakakatira sila, nakaka-shoot sila.
And 5-second violation against San Sebastian, a rare call here for in the Pinoyliga.
5 seconds.
Na si Ken Palaroan did not get to inbound that ball in time. So Ateneo now has the chance for the last shot. Throws it out to the outside. That is De Luna with a last second triple. Would have counted if that had gone in. And that has been the tale of the first 20 minutes of the ball game. Run after run, nawala. Talagang masikip yung ring. Hindi pumapasok yung mga tira nito as we check out the second quarter highlights brought to you by the Shawarma Shack. Both teams just seeming to trade buckets right now. The defensive intensity has turned off for both teams. Physicality isn't there in terms of being productive. It's just that medyo off-ball yung mga physicality na hindi nag-translate into points from either team. But 31-31 is our score now. We'll be right back for the second half. Stay tuned for the continuity of game number 2.
10 taon ka nagtrabaho sa ibang bansa, pero ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. Sineselebrate natin ang inyong retirement. At ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. New beginnings, new independence. Dahil ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. Kung ready ka na maging boss, ready ka nang kasama ang Shawarma Shack. Daan-daang franchisees across the country ang tagumpay sa pagiging boss. Through the Shawarma Shack franchising system, step-by-step namin kayong tutulungan. That's why Shawarma Shack is now the biggest shawarma chain in the country. Gusto namin tagumpay ka. Gusto namin, ikaw na ang boss. Masaya ka bonding sa inyong tagumpay.
Mga kaliga, for our halftime interview, I'm here with a very familiar face dito para sa mga nanonood dyan sa Pinoyliga Juniors Cup before. And that is Lance Lagdamen of the Ateneo Blue Eagles Juniors team. Now, Lance, thank you so much for joining me in this halftime interview. And your UAAP Junior stint is now about to end as you are entering your senior year. But what do you miss so far with your current team?
I'm gonna miss my younger juniors. Shout out to Ethan Reyes and all the younger juniors in grade 11 and 10 in our team. I'm definitely gonna miss you guys, and I'm gonna miss teaching you guys. I miss having you guys on the team.
Yes, Lance, and the journey that you had here in Pinoyliga Juniors Cup before was also a great run, and also your current UAAP run as well. But Lance, as you are entering your senior year na, what can you say upon the kuyas on court that you're seeing right now? Who could possibly be your teammates in the future?
Possibly all of them. I'm looking forward to play with all the teammates on the court right now. I look forward to playing with my seniors and becoming a rookie again and just playing with my older kuyas. I have a lot to learn from them, especially the ones on court right now and along in Team A as well.
And lastly, would you like to give a shout out to thank someone or to greet someone live?
I'll shout out to my parents and shout out to Uno Prado for bringing me here to this game.
Thank you so much, Lance Lagdamen, for joining me in this halftime interview again. And mga kaliga, tutok lang po kayo dahil magbabalik ang Pinoyliga Next Man Cup.
We started ang family business talaga namin. Talaga sari-sari store ang negosyo namin. So sa sari-sari store namin, same building, meron kaming on the side na dress shop. Yan ang sabi ni Mama. Dress shop, hindi pa to sports. I mean, nagagawa lang kami, nagre-repair lang kami ng mga damit. From there, may pumunta sa kanyang friend or client na nagpagawa ng parang how many pieces of t-shirts. So from there, yung makina niya, kaya naman gawin yung shirt, doon na nag-start yung paggawa niya ng uniform. Kung paano yung sinimulan ni Mama, siguro yun pa rin naman yung nararamdaman namin. Pero in a different perspective na. Talagang pag nanood ngayon tayo ng TV, when we watch yung different sports, kunyari nanood tayo ng basketball, makikita natin yung PBA. Pag nanood tayo ng volleyball, makikita natin yung LGR. Iba na yung pakiramdam na yung brand is overall, nakikita na lahat.
And now coming back into the second half, 31-all is our score between the Ateneo Blue Eagles and the San Sebastian Golden Stags. Taking a look at the stats from the last 20 minutes of play, it has just been an abysmal shooting 20 minutes for both of these teams. 4 out of 16 for Ateneo and 5 out of 19 for San Sebastian. But Ateneo with a clear rebounding advantage, out-rebounding San Sebastian 26-16. And San Sebastian doing a better job of controlling their turnovers 7-13. And they have forced more turnovers on the side of the Blue Eagles. So testament to their defensive intensity. Taking a look at the top scores right now, Michael Asoro leading the way for Ateneo with 9, Soler with 6, and Gamber with 5. On the side of the Golden Stags, we have Andre Lumanag with 9 points, Castor with 6, and Jean Elagan with 4. So far, equally distributed scoring for these two teams. Asoro with being the leading scorer for Ateneo and Lumanag being the leader for San Sebastian. San Sebastian really still has to keep up this defensive intensity na napakita naman nila no first quarter. Hindi lang nila masyadong naging consistent on that part because I don't know, the defensive adjustments na ginawa nila, talagang nahirapan sila mag-adjust siguro sa mga pick and roll din ng Ateneo. And on the side of the Blue Eagles, their supposed waxing hot start, hindi nga sila nakakuha ng momentum coming in to the second quarter pa nga. Michael Asoro caught fire. He has 50% of the field goal shooting ng Ateneo. Pero as for the other guys, sina Tanchi, sina Soler, Chance Carlton still yet to see action today for Ateneo. Edu and Arum, hindi pa sila masyado nakaka-contribute sa side ng Blue Eagles.
I'd like to see 30 Ebdane contribute already because we're expecting a lot from him dahil from his last game, malaki rin talaga yung naging output niya.
And coming from the game so far of San Sebastian, no, very good outing in terms of defense in the first quarter, pero parang nawalan ng gas dito sa second quarter. I'm not sure if it's the lack of intensity or if it's the change in offensive approach ng Ateneo. Because I remember when we were talking to some of the players from the other teams outside Ateneo, they keep on praising the pick and roll system nitong Ateneo na nakakalito talaga na nahihirapan silang i-cover.
Ang nakikita rin lang naman natin with the San Sebastian Gold, again, we're not discounting the fact that they're still in the process of building their own chemistry.
Of course.
So baka mamaya nandun pa sila sa process. It takes time. And we could see cohesion probably within the next 2 quarters.
And bad pass there by 30 Ebdane. Pulling it back is Cabilia. Palaroan. Hands it off to Ronquillo. Finds it back, Cabilia. Setting the screen is Castor. And that was supposed to be a 3 for Castor, but good coverage there by Ateneo.
We've identified that open spot. Hindi lang sila nakakonvert doon.
Yep. Oh, and Cabilia with an offensive rebound. Castor kicks it out. One dribble, one shot. No good for Buenaflor. And now pushing it is Ebdane. Tries to give it a 2-pass. Almost knocks the ball away is Castor. 3-pointer on the way. 2-pass. Friendly roll is good. And will the 3 count? Yes, it should. As I believe Castor was whistled for the foul. Tignan natin itong right side of the screens here. Luna and Buenaflor was trying to go at it. But looks like the 3 will count. And Dico Salva trying to call timeout here.
I think it was miscommunication on the part of the referees and Coach Nico Salva because ang sabi yata ni Coach Nico is, tinawag niya, counted. Akala
yata ng referees timeout. Sinasabi lang na counted. Counted naman. 34-31 na ngayon ang score na 3-point lead na ngayon ang Ateneo. A relatively slower game comparison to game 1 kasi nakikita natin this is a game of systems. Na Ateneo priding themselves in their half-court sets. San Sebastian not running as much as we're accustomed to. Ngayon, medyo napupunta sila sa sets, no? And they seem to always find itong sina Cabilia and Palaroan at the receiving end of the scoring.
A lot of weave action up top, a lot of activity na pinapakita nila, which is a good thing kasi doon mo rin makikita kung ano yung capabilities ng mga pyesa mo inside.
Soler gives it to Tan. De Luna, good ball movement here for Ateneo. Tries to go baseline, but Palaroan closes the door. De Luna, 3-pointer, short. And battle for the ball will result in a foul. Trying to argue his case is Lance Ronquillo. Sinasabi na natanggal na nga yung tuck-in ko eh. Hinihila nga yung jersey ko, ref. And that's gonna be a holding foul on number 28. I believe, or number 2. Etong si De Luna.
Matthew De Luna called for the foul.
Yep. Let's take a look at this replay. No? Ronquillo was against Soler. There in the middle. And mukhang sinasabihan na, yeah, that was a hold on Soler that looked like. But the referees called that it might have been a foul on Lance Ronquillo.
Oh.
Let's review this. Referees looks like they will review with Ateneo. And now both teams taking the chance to talk things over so far as referees continue to review. The initial foul, I believe, which I heard was on number 28. That's Lance Ronquillo. But now the referees are now approaching the announcer's table for the final call. Let's listen to it.
Lead referee Dennis Iscaros giving the instructions to the table now.
Oh, and that's going to be a regular foul on Lance Ronquillo and an unexpected call against Praveen Flores, an unsportsmanlike call for an act of violence.
It was called on Dave Flores, ano?
Was he even on the floor?
Or are we talking about a different name here?
There we go. So that's the
I'm sorry.
that's the correction, no, of the game announcer.
Okay.
Nasabi niya na from Ateneo.
Okay.
Pero alam ko si Dave Flores nasa bench eh.
Oo.
Hindi pa siya naglalaro ngayon for Ateneo, no? So now Neil Castor, so to clarify the calls, no, it was a regular foul on Lance Ronquillo
Okay.
and an unsportsmanlike foul on Neil Castor for act of violence.
Okay. Got it.
And now Neil Castor has to take a seat for 3 minutes as a result of that call.
Yeah, yung cool off moment
Yeah.
para at least 3 minutes para dun sa party na
Papasok muna ngayon. Ito si Kenji Buenaflor, the substitute. Etong si Neil Castor. Neil Castor has been a reliable three-point shooter for San Sebastian today. So he'll be missed for 3 minutes. Ronquillo kicks it to Lumanag. Finds Cabilia. And that's going to be a foul against De Luna. As Matthew tried to tap that ball away from Drover. But Lumanag now will inbound for San Sebastian. Another behind the back play. And a fake perimeter shot, no good. An offensive rebound by Kitane. That's what he does for you. In and out again for San Sebastian.
Lumanag still finding his range. Talagang hindi pa rin pumapasok. Although, I think I mentioned earlier that highly touted ito ng coaching staff from Davao. He's a product of the South. And maganda rin yung performances niya during his stints with the NBTC.
And mukha yatang ball magnet yung likod ni, ni 30 Ebdane na pinasahan lang ni Lumanag. But just could not finish that play. From 4-point land, could not convert.
There's a mismatch for
trying to identify the mismatch was De Luna, knocking down Ronquillo. And it looks like the referees will step in again to confirm the call. And Ronquillo was trying to say that he was hooked by De Luna on the head. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, De Luna was trying to make space against Ronquillo. He tried to swipe his arm. And Ronquillo was saying, I'm just trying to hold my I'm just trying to hold my post, ref. Mas malaki siya sa akin eh. Mahirap.
And that's a disadvantage on the part, of course, of smaller guards. Pag na-identify ng mga kalaban nila yung seal sa ilalim at mismatch and talagang na-recognize ay talagang bibigyan ng bola yan.
Yeah. So now Matthew De Luna after that foul call against Lance Ronquillo.
It's a missed shot from Matthew De Luna.
And now it will be inbounded by Ateneo. Tan asking the ball against Ronquillo. There's a mismatch on the perimeter. Tupas finds 30. On the floater, down the baseline. Pretty shot by Ebdane.
There goes your 30 Ebdane. At least nakakakita na tayo ng signs of life from 30. Malaki ang expectation sa kanya from his last game against De La Salle, he was the top scorer for the Ateneo Blue Eagles.
And Kitane will pick up the foul early there as he tried to go to work. Ganda ng tira na yun ni Romeo Ebdane. Down the baseline. Nakita niya yung butas sa depensa. Inatake niya kagad. And now to listen to more tales from the sideline, pakinggan natin ang ating courtside reporter, Bianca Tagart. Bianca?
Isa sa mga very vocal players on the side of San Sebastian is Lance Ronquillo, who is dubbed as the second coach, especially on court. At dahil nga siya ang main point guard ng team, sabi niya kailangan niya talaga magkaroon ng assertive leader approach and to always remind his teammates to treat every game as a championship. Migs and Benny, how impactful is Lance despite the foul troubles?
I mean, despite his foul trouble, no? I mean, Lance has always been an anchor for this Golden Stag squad. We know that he can facilitate. We know that he can score. He's very much like a Jacob Cortez for this San Sebastian squad, no? Na he knows when to score. He knows when he has to step up to a specific role. Pero gaano ba kahalaga ang isang leader na point guard din, Benny? Baka may insight ka din doon.
I mentioned this before and I'll mention this again, Mix. The point guard is not just a facilitator but the decision maker of the team that's inside the court. And kailangan mo talaga, as a point guard, it's not just the point guard skills physically, but really the decision making skills. Pag tinitignan mo kung ano yung meron ka sa loob, tinitignan mo how to use it, and you have to those reads at saka yung depensa. So yan, pinapakita ni Lance Ronquillo ngayon para sa San Sebastian Golden Stars. Kaya nga siya yung lead guard ng team.
Buenaflor trying to make space inside, and that's 5 points for Kenji Buenaflor as they're down by 5. Ateneo sneakily claiming a 5-point lead here in the third quarter. Tupas, perimeter jumper, way short. And San Sebastian is just laughing at Tupas after missing that shot.
Tupas just yung kanyang jump shot, he's trying to, I think he needs to develop that and refine it more. And yun naman yung magagawa ng practices na nila Coach Nico Salva, nila Coach Buboy Domingo, para ma-refine. Not just yung team dynamics Mix. Ayan din, gusto mo rin makita yung improvement ng skills individually ng players
Ronquillo just in and out on that perimeter shot. Now Ateneo looking to capitalize. Soler on an island, but invaded by Cabilia. Down the other side will reset now. Rodriguez hands it off to Ronquillo. Kitane getting denied is his screen, and Arum just not getting there in time. What a finish by Jerover Cabilia.
Wow. My take on Jerover Cabilia, Migs, kung mag-i-improve or kung if he could develop point guard skills at his skill set and sa kanyang height at saka sa kanyang size, he might be something. Maganda yung makikita natin dyan.
And Tan just leaning on Lance Ronquillo right now. As Tan is trying to iniipit niya lang itong si Lance, no? After Lance tried to swipe for the ball. And there's the ipit, no? Pero normal flow of play lang naman.
Yeah, si Lance Ronquillo yung merong advantage sa situation na yun because of his low center of gravity.
Yeah. He could get to the ball quicker kasi nga gumugulong na lang yung bola.
Just a fun fact, Migs, kaya doon ko rin na-realize yung importance ng libero in volleyball. Doon ko rin na-realize na, they might be short in height, pero yung ability nila na makapunta dun sa ground, yun pala talaga yung advantage nila.
So usually the smallest one nga is the libero. And swallowing up that rebound from a miss is Sturdy Ebdane. And getting a steal of his own is Kenji Buenaflor. Challenges the defense of Ebdane, and Kenji will go to the line for 2.
That was a bold decision but a good decision because he had options, pero nakita niya na yung opportunity na yun will leverage on his athletic skills at saka sa size niya.
He saw the trailing Ebdane and he said challenge accepted. He skied for that shot pero hindi lang pumasok yun for Kenji.
Sometimes kasi, a scorer will score. Kahit na makita mo na rin that you have an option to pass. But pag nakuha mo kasi yung buwelo mo, kung nakuha mong pumasok yun, there's an opportunity for a 3-point shot. A 3-point play, I mean.
And Buenaflor badly missing on that last shot. Just laughs it off. And parang ibabawi niya naman yan mamaya.
Tingin siya sa bench nila eh. Sabi niya, sorry coach.
Sorry na, pasensya na.
Pasensya na coach. Gumilid pa kaliwa.
Now Ateneo now has a chance with 4.5 to tack on more points to this lead as they're up by 3. Parang nakapansin natin yung San Sebastian hindi na nagdo-double masyado off that pick.
I really like the size of Femi Edu at the 2 position mates. Malaking bagay ang magagawa niya because he's like a Pat Beverly type. Yung bang a dog on defense, athletic enough to guard a 3 na matangkad. If he could just develop yung kanyang offensive skill set, maganda. At least may run up pa siya ng 2 more 3 years.
This is your LGR rebound of the game by 30 Evdane. Skying for that rebound earlier in a few possessions ago. Ronquillo against Marcos Nicolas, one of the more collected players of this Ateneo squadron. 3-pointer on the way, wing. No. And Arum swallows it.
Migs, I'll take this time off lang para batiin of course our friends from Smart Sports. Tapos syempre yung kaibigan natin, team manager of the Ateneo Blue Eagles, si Mr. Epo Quimpo. That I'm sure 100% nanonood yan. Of course, our friends from Smart Sports headed by Mr. Jude Torquato. Maraming pong salamat of course for supporting the Next Man Cup.
Maraming salamat po and good afternoon sa inyo. Salamat sa papanood. And I'd like to invite everyone, habang nasa third quarter pa tayo, we still have a bit more time. You can catch our games live here at the ENDERUN Titan Gym in Taguig City or watch our games live on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Just follow us at the Pinoyliga.
Kyle Gamber inserted into the game. Let's see what will be the production. Of course, Gamber, very significant yan sa Team A nila, season 87. Marami rin siya na-produce talaga. And I think at this point, similar to Ethan Alian dun sa side ng De La Salle Green Archers, Kyle Gamber is at a stage ng kanyang basketball career where these types of situation or opportunities dapat kunin niya na. Take it bull by the horn, ika nga nila.
Parang familiar yung name na yan, Benny. Familiar yung name na yan. Yung bull by the horn.
Kung ano nga pala, syempre, a big shout out to my co-host for bull by the horn, of course. The legendary coach, Coach Jong Uichiko.
Yes.
Hopefully nanonood si Coach.
Full court press now for the Blue Eagles. Gamber bothering Dumanag. Breaks it with Buenaflor. Quick double there. Tumawag ng reinforcements yun ang San Sebastian. Ang Ateneo rather. To the roller. Good pick off by Arum. That's the defensive presence of David Arum for you.
He's long. Yung length niya is similar to TJ Adams.
And Gamber getting that 3 to go for Ateneo. Lighting a fire under their belly. Eager to hand out another loss for San Sebastian.
It's a quiet run for the Ateneo Blue Eagles, but don't look now. They're 10 points ahead of the Baste Stags.
Oh, and miscue on that pass. And that is going to be another turnover for San Sebastian. We saw the rebound we saw the rebound numbers earlier na out-rebound itong San Sebastian ng Ateneo with a 10 rebound advantage. But in terms of turnovers, it's pretty equal coming into the second half. But now, San Sebastian for sure incurring more than the Blue Eagles.
Yeah, Kyle Gamber on cue. Sabi natin, kailangan niya mag-step up. He's stepping up, 5 points.
Edu kicks it out Asoro. Shot clock reads 3. Goes hard to the hole. Fade away. No. San Sebastian now on the other side. 3-pointer. Passes on it is Lumanag. Good defense there by Asoro. Buenaflor gives it to Arum. Tries to block it at the apex, but excellent body control by Kenji Buenaflor.
The play started with Lance Ronquillo, yung mga good decisions niya of rotating the ball led to that shot by Kenji.
And that's going to be an obvious offensive foul against Marcos Nicolas. Excellent job by Kenji Buenaflor drawing that charge. As we see Kenji Buenaflor driving against the much taller defense of Adam. Kulang lang sa timing ng konti.
Mga kaibigan, meron pong kapatid itong si Kenji Buenaflor. Koji Buenaflor.
Si Koji Buenaflor for UST.
Of UST Cubs.
The Tiger
Cubs. Mahaba, mas mahaba yata sa kanya yan eh.
Actually, si Kenji Buenaflor, Kenji, yung build niya parang si Jaques. Kumbaga sa Miami.
Yeah.
No? Probably because of the hair. But si Koji naman, parang naman yun si Kevin Garnett.
No?
Si Koji, mahaba yun.
Size niya.
Tsaka may shooting din kasi si Koji.
Yes.
Pero actually, like his brother, itong si Kenji naman, pareho silang magaling sa loob. Kenji and Koji. Pero mukhang mas crafty itong si Kenji because of the height difference probably. Mas binamama niya siguro si Koji.
Yung mga panahon na naglalaro sila sa kanilang backyard. No?
Para mala Dwayne Wade Jamorant yan.
Ganon. So, mangyari nga pag tinignan din natin si Kenji Buenaflor, para ang player comparison ko sa kanya is Troy Rosario.
Troy Rosario. Pero si Troy Rosario in terms of build, no, mas mahaba siya. Pero Kenji is a much more stockier build, mas wide ng konti kay Troy. But in terms of play style, I'd say that they're very similar.
Yep. We hope to see these names prop up at sa ating liga.
Next time, nasa ano na yan? Nasa big leagues na yung mga yan. That's the point of the Next Man Cup,
That's
diba?
true.
To find out kung sino yung next, ano yung next step nila sa basketball career nila. Kung saan sila pupunta.
In that frame, nakita natin yung mga kasamahan natin dito sa venue. They're having fun.
Supporting their home teams, either from San Sebastian or from Katipunan sa Ateneo de Manila. Ilagan trying to navigate through the screens. And a blur to the court. To the rim. Nobody contesting him. And the lead is down to 5.
Manageable. It's something na makikarry nila to the fourth quarter na hindi sila masyado mabibigatan. They have 10 minutes. I mean, for San Sebastian.
Gamber pulls up on a dime. No, and Adam just picks it up. Like the TJ Adams of Ateneo. Asoro pulls up. Back rims it. And look who comes up with it. Jagna. Bounce pass down low. Kicks it to Jagna again. Perimeter shot. In and out and in again. Final seconds now in the third quarter. Asoro will go for the last second shot, and Adam with a final jab to the throat to San Sebastian. And a very similar lead they had in the first quarter, now up by 7 as we finish the next 10 minutes of the ball game. And now we are on to the last 10 minutes of regulation. The third quarter highlights brought to you by the Shawarma Shack. Run after one run for both of these teams, but shooting woes continue. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter.
We started ang family business talaga namin. Talaga sari-sari store ang negosyo namin. So sa sari-sari store namin, same building, meron kaming on the side na dress shop. Yan ang sabi ni Mama. Dress shop, hindi pa to sports. I mean, nagagawa lang kami, nagre-repair lang kami ng mga damit. From there, may pumunta sa kanyang friend or client na nagpagawa ng parang how many pieces of t-shirts. So from there, yung makina niya, kaya naman gawin yung shirt, doon na nag-start yung paggawa niya ng uniform. Kung paano yung sinimulan ni Mama, siguro yun pa rin naman yung nararamdaman namin. Pero in a different perspective na. Talagang pag nanood ngayon tayo ng TV, when we watch yung different sports, kunyari nanood tayo ng basketball, makikita natin yung PBA. Pag nanood tayo ng volleyball, makikita natin yung LGR. Iba na yung pakiramdam na yung brand is overall, nakikita na lahat.
And our fans still here in the ENDERUN Titan Gym supporting the Ateneo Blue Eagles and the San Sebastian Golden Stags for our second and final game in this Sunday doubleheader as Ateneo takes on a 7-point lead against San Sebastian. Both teams still trying to find their identity, Benny. Pero mukhang ngayon ba may mas team na nakakakapana kung ano talaga yung true identity nila as a team?
Well, at this point, after 3 quarters, the Ateneo Blue Eagles is showing that they're more than a three-point shooting team.
Yeah.
Yung transition offense nila, it's shining. In fact, yung kanilang last second shot to end the quarter is something na kita mo in early na talaga ni run ni rim run nila tapos nakita nila yung alley-oop.
So definitely a big silver lining for Ateneo na they're more than just a three-point shooting team. They're more than just perimeter shooting. And something that they could also improve on is defense.
Oo,
Na hindi
nakikita na
pa
natin
natin nakikita siya as a clamping team. Speaking of clamps, Junex Segovia with a free run to the rim for a fast break layup. And speaking of identity, we've covered Ateneo. In terms of San Sebastian, is there something that they've discovered in this ball game today na hindi pa natin nakikita masyado in their previous outings, their last 3 losses?
That their wings, that their pieces are competitive. Siguro they have to recognize that na merong silang mga pyesa. It's just a matter of putting things together. Si Kenji Benaflor, first game niya, di nga natin siya nakita dun sa first few games ng San Sebastian. So, that's a piece. Apart of course from yung mga usual suspects natin, si Cabilla, si Palaroan, si Lumanag.
Si Ronquillo din, of course, another mainstay. But here's the trap defense of San Sebastian. Trying to force him out, and Nicolas caught stepping on the line. And this is the defensive intensity I was talking about.
Ayan na, nakikita na natin, Migs.
Pinakita nila nung first quarter yon, pero ngayon fourth quarter mukhang all systems go na talaga sila.
Yung makikita mo talaga is yung pieces are
Owen Asoro giving a little nudge to Ilagan.
medyo, I think it was an off-timing bump on the part of
Michael Asoro. Yeah.
He had that intention na to go on a veer.
Yeah.
Pero mukhang na off-timing yung
Na-off-balance lang din siya.
off-balance.
So now Ilagan will bring it down for San Sebastian. Getting that pick is Ilagan against the defense of Gamber. Pulls up inside and runs into a wall of blue.
A lot of pick sets on the part of Baste na dadaanan ng mga lead guards nila. I think that's a good sign for them na nagkakaroon na sila ng chemistry in terms of giving their guards the opportunity to go inside using pick and roll, pick and pops. I think that's a good start for, of course, the guys of Coach Arvin Bonleon.
Now Tanchi coming in for Ateneo. Si Caleb Tanchi, one of the shooters also of Ateneo. Again, kilala sa shooting ang Ateneo, so you can be rest assured na puro shooter ang team nila.
Caleb Tanchi, palagi nga nasasabi, he's second generation. He's the son of Paul Tanchi, who played for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. If I'm not mistaken, late 90s, early 2000s.
Gamber gets that pick from Edu, navigating away from that Ilagan defense. And
maganda doon yung reaction ng San Sebastian Golden. If I'm Coach Arvin Bonleon, I'd be happy because doon sa read and react nila doon sa pick and roll play na yon. Alam nila kung paano siya, kung switch ba siya, kung ko-contest ba sila doon sa screen na yon. That's something significant at least for team defense ng San Sebastian.
And that again is another kumbaga feather in the cap of their defensive intensity, no? The way that they read screens, the way that they navigate yung mga broken plays. That's something na a valuable asset for a team to have, especially if you're like San Sebastian, eager to get a win finally in the season. Right now they are 0-3. They're actually the last seed in their group. Ateneo is just 1 seed higher with a record of 1-2. So both teams definitely eager to get a win today, to get some momentum going. Pero pakinggan muna natin ang kwentuhan on the sidelines, Bianca Tagarda.
Gaya nga ng sabi ko kanina, Migs and Benny, isa raw sa mga problema ng Blue Eagles during their past games ay yung pagkakaroon ng early start but cannot finish yung nasimulan nila. According to Coach Nico Salva, the Blue Eagles have been practicing different schemes apart from those in the 3-point line. Now, Migs and Benny, matanong ko lang kayo, kamusta ba yung naging improvement ng Blue Eagles with regards to their gameplays?
Thank you, Bianca. And just like that, nakakuha ng steal si Michael Asoro. And in terms of the improvement that Ateneo has, no, that's something that they also need to work on. We covered it in the pregame that they have to start what they finish. It's just that they had a good start already in the first quarter, but not the best start that they had. But that's something that they have to carry over until the fourth quarter. Benny.
They learned from their experience against LaSalle last week. Because LaSalle clamped on their defense during the start of the third quarter. And if you notice, si Ateneo in this game is also doing the same clamping down on defense. Kaya nga, on that last offensive possession of Ateneo, they got that interception and that layup. And this is something good for the program. I mean, for this team. At nagiging intensified yung kanilang depensa.
And San Sebastian with a wake-up call. Ronquillo landing that three. And this is the versatility that we're talking about from Lance Ronquillo. He can facilitate, he can slash to the basket, but don't forget, he can also score on you from three. Castor bothering Gamber. And Adam on the inside gets the seal. Excellent patience by Ateneo.
Excellent recognition of Kyle Gamber on the mismatches dun sa may baseline. And nakita nyo, ang ganda ng extra pass niyang yun.
Buenaflor thought about that three against Arum. Ronquillo, high arcing floater, partially blocked, I believe. And Asoro brings it down. Asoro gets it to Gamber. Arum providing the off-ball shield. Now posting up against the smaller Cabilia. And I believe that's going to be a foul against Drover Cabilia.
Michael Asoro asserting.
Oh, that's your assist of the game brought to you by Eastern Communications. That connection between Gamber and Arum in that earlier exchange for Ateneo.
Very strong yung connection nila.
And taking a look at the quarter scoring, 15, 31, and 49 for Ateneo, and 11, 31, and 42 for San Sebastian. The San Sebastian offense grinded to a halt in that third quarter. Doon na nakalamang ng pito yung Ateneo, and that is the foundation that they're lying on right now. They're up by 9. So this is a lead that they have to take care of. Kasi Ateneo also has a tendency to lose leads. Nakahawak na sila, kumbaga, komportable na sila, but sometimes they get a bit too complacent.
Meron pa silang 5 minutes and 50 seconds.
That's still a lot of time.
Yeah, to hold serve, but for the San Sebastian Golden Stags, they have to start converting one play at a time and then stops.
Asoro gets the pick but denies it. Excellent usage. Quick double on the outside. Denies it. All the way to the basket. No foul call. Basket almost goes in. And ball goes the other way to Lamanag. Buenaflor against the Arum defense. Blocked at the apex. And Arum was just standing still there. And Tanchi with a steal.
The length of Arum is showing. I think if it's in terms of potential and the physicality and a lot of things na pwede on the defensive side, Arum is showing promise.
Wala na siyang ginawa doon. Talagang tinayuan niya na lang. Etong si Buenaflor, sige, kahit pumeke ka pa, okay lang. Nandito lang naman ako, papayungan lang kita.
His length reminds me of Malik Diouf.
Ay, oo. Very, very similar.
His length, ano?
Yep. Picked up by Ronquillo. A big mismatch here. Ronquillo against the much bigger Arum. Gets the switch. Gamper from 4-point land. Tanchi fights for the board. Second chance for Gamper. Makes him pay. 13-point lead now for the Blue Eagles. And this has been their biggest cushion.
Our friends from Loyola should be happy with the performance so far of the Blue Eagles. They have these pieces sa wing, sa guards nila that's really performing well. But of course, Arum's performance is something that I could be excited for them also.
Asoro all the way against Ronquillo, but Asoro just could not finish there. Step back jumper, three-pointer, no good. That was Landry Lumanag. And now on the other side is Gamber. Gamber tries to slash to the basket with Arum as a shield. And pull-up jumper is good. Kyle Gamber is HOT hot. 15-point lead now for the Blue Eagles of Ateneo. As we take a look at this instant replay, dalawa na yung tumao doon kay Gamber, but it doesn't matter. We'll be right back after this timeout. Stay tuned. Kyle Gamber and Michael Asoro leading the way for the charge of a 15-point lead for Ateneo as the score reads 62-47 with less than 4 minutes remaining. San Sebastian looks like they are in a negative run right now, Benny. What do they have to do to get out of the gutter right now?
It's a matter again of execution siguro dun sa first 14 seconds ng shot clock nila just to save time because we only have 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go. If the coaching staff would find it reasonable na siguro to tighten as early as yung at the backcourt, it would help out.
But again, the defensive intensity, yun yung nawala eh. Na there are times that they do that, but they don't always do that. Which is quite puzzling, no? Kasi nakikita nila na almost 9 out of 10 times that they trap Ateneo or they increase the defensive intensity, it results in a turnover. Three-pointer for Lumanag disconnects as Ebdane passes it to the wrong man. Ronquillo being hooky with Arum and a three-man play for San Sebastian there.
Ang di natin nakikita ngayon in this game is Chance Carlton
Yes.
for the
Ateneo.
Ateneo Blue Eagles. I think,
Partida pa.
oo, yung ginagawa yata ng Ateneo Blue Eagles is that they're putting a lot of playing time to specific players from specific games. Kasi in this case, si Kyle Gamber has seen a lot of minutes as opposed to giving minutes to other players. So
Yeah.
probably it's a strategy on the part of the Ateneo Blue Eagles.
Probably. Gamber sidestepping through the defense. And that's going to be a travel against Kyle Gamber. He already had the defense on their toes. Hindi lang nakakonvert itong si Kyle. Ronquillo sets the table for San Sebastian. On him is 30 Ebdane. Right there is Jerover Cabilia on the corner. Three-pointer offline for Castor. We saw him convert those threes earlier in the first half, pero parang ayun nawala bigla yung three-point sources ng San Sebastian.
There are certain times in San Sebastian's game na talagang medyo nawawala sila offensively, that they're still trying to find their identity. Are we a three-point shooting team? Pag nawawala kami sa three-point shooting, ano ba yung gagawin namin? What's the next available play na pwede namin gawin? Who can we rely to pagdating sa ganon? So a lot of these things, malamang yan yung mga sasagutin, of course, nila Coach Rizal Castro, nila Coach Arvin Bonleon, in their quest to really improve this lineup that they have right now.
Cross-court pass, corner three, bottom for 30 Ebdane. And now up by 16 is Ateneo. And this could be just dribbling away the rest of the possession as Kenji Buenaflor knocks down that pull-up.
Migs, let's just mention the mechanics of the play-in. Kasi mga kaliga, what's gonna happen is that after the fifth game.
And these last 2 minutes are brought to you by Eastern Communications. But you were saying about the tournament format, Ben.
Oo, after the fifth game of all of the teams, magkakaroon kasi ng play-in to get the fourth position of the quarterfinals. Meaning, the fourth, fifth, and sixth position team will now enter into a round robin amongst themselves. And the best performing team from that round robin will be the one to get the fourth spot. So it's going to be exciting. So with San Sebastian, it's going to be an exciting round for them dahil meron pa rin chances sila now.
Yes.
If they peak at the right time, then probably they have the best chance.
And right after that possession, Castor getting that end one play against Arum and the rest of the interior defense of Ateneo. And now he'll be shooting one more free throw as Asoro will take a seat. And on the floor now for San Sebastian, Buenaflor, Lumanag, Castor, Jagna, and Jean Ilagan. For Ateneo, they have De Luna, Edu, Prado, Tupas, and Ebdane. And magpapasok na ulit ngayon sina Cabilia and Ronquillo, the mainstays of San Sebastian, to hopefully manufacture some firepower in the last 1.5 minutes.
Yes, si Coach Rizal is being strategic ngayon sa kanyang mga pagbalasa ng kanyang mga players.
And just like that, kakasubstitute lang, tapos timeout naman ang itatawag nyo dito with 1.5 remaining. We'll be right back for more fourth quarter action.
10 taon ka nagtrabaho sa ibang bansa, pero ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. Sineselebrate natin ang inyong retirement. At ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. New beginnings, new independence. Dahil ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. Kung ready ka na maging boss, ready ka nang kasama ang Shawarma Shack. Daan-daang franchisees across the country ang tagumpay sa pagiging boss. Through the Shawarma Shack franchising system, step-by-step namin kayong tutulungan. That's why Shawarma Shack is now the biggest shawarma chain in the country. Gusto namin tagumpay ka. Gusto namin, ikaw na ang boss. Masaya ka bonding sa inyong tagumpay.
Coming back to you here at the ENDERUN Titan Gym for the final minutes of game number 2 between the Ateneo Blue Eagles and the San Sebastian Golden Stags. Ilagan set to check in here for San Sebastian. Inbounding now is Lance Ronquillo with 14 on the shot clock.
They have to make this a quick conversion, Migs, for them to have a slight chance.
They go to Cabilia with Edu. Goes up against his defense. Kick out. But good coverage there by Ateneo. And Edu challenges Lumanag and loses as Andre Lumanag with an end one play.
This is what I like about the San Sebastian Golden Stags. Yung heart nila, they don't stop, you know. And itong ginagawa nga ng coaching staff, Migs, they're still coaching till the very end. At talagang balasa sila. Kasi yung mga ganitong situations, kailangan din nila ma-practice.
Yep. And that's the beauty of the preseason, no? It's less bearing than their mother leagues. So they can technically afford to make mistakes in terms of their season record standings. As Edu is quickly fouled there by Jean Ilagan.
What's happening now here, Migs, is that meron pang opportunity kahit a small window, 11-point lead lang naman itong kailangan lang bakbakin. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go. Baka kayanin pa.
Oh, and getting it inbound to Ebdane, up into Tupas for that fast break finish. And now papasok si Ronquillo at si Cabilia, but Jagna just waiting on the sidelines. It looks like ibabalasa lang nila to between offense and defense, no? Looks like this is gonna be the strategy coming in.
Ateneo is going on a half-court press.
Lumanag, three-pointer on the way, almost in. And controlled by De Luna. Asoro gives it to De Luna. Breaks the press of the Golden Stags. Tupas gives it back to Matthew. Ebdane has 5 seconds left to work with. They have to go quick now. And Ateneo not aware of the time that passes through. And that is a 24-second shot clock violation for Ateneo. Ball will go back to San Sebastian.
40 seconds to go. Let's see what's gonna happen here next kung may chance pa sila.
Timeout muna itatawag ng side ng San Sebastian. They'll talk it over for the last 40 seconds. We'll be right back for more fourth quarter action. And the coaching staff of San Sebastian just called timeout with 40 seconds left. And it looks like that their tactic is to switch personnel in between offense and defense for the remaining seconds. And for the remainder of this game as Ateneo takes on a 13-point lead. Attributed to their diversification in this ball game so far. Hindi lang sila nag-rely sa tres. Nag-rely din sila sa defensive ability nila in terms of communication, which will eventually land them the win today.
Yeah, the defensive adjustments and yung strategies ni Ateneo Migs in this game far outweighs yung kanilang output sa opensa. I think they just latched on the defensive intensity kaya sila nakakakuha ng mga offensive outputs nila.
And now Solar will be bringing it in for Ateneo. Asoro, full court man-to-man press here for San Sebastian. Ebdane gets it across to Solar. Wisely wasting away the time.
I think it's a foregone conclusion. It's an Ateneo ball game at this point.
Yep. And Asoro missing that. Edu clears the offensive rebound. And they will be wasting away the time now. And congratulations to the Ateneo Blue Eagles forcing and pushing their record to 2-2 now in their group. And San Sebastian still without a victory in the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup for this season. So definitely back to the drawing board and retaining that position at the last seed. San Sebastian losing their defensive intensity in a lot of times in the ball game, but Ateneo stayed a lot more consistent than this Stag squadron.
Nagkaroon ng mga patches na nawawala ang San Sebastian Golden Stags miss. At saka dyan natin nakita kung saan talaga nagkaroon ng misstep.
Final score 70-57. San Sebastian now at 0-4. Ateneo now at 2-2. Let's make room for their school hymns.
San Sebastian College Recoletos Golden Stags.
And our final score of the ball game, 70-57 in favor of the Ateneo Blue Eagles, pushing their record to 2-2, and San Sebastian back to the drawing board with 0-4, retaining their last seed position in the group for the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup. And shortly, we'll be finding out who our best player of the ball game is, which is actually Kyle Gamber, having 18 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block. His late outburst in the third quarter and fourth quarter eventually propelled Ateneo into a victory over the Golden Stags for the last game of the day. Puntahan natin ang ating courtside reporter, Bianca Tagarda, to know more on our best player of today's game. Bianca? And once again, puntahan natin ang ating courtside reporter, Bianca Tagarda, for our interview with the best player of the ball game, Kyle Gamber, having 18 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block in today's ball game victory over the San Sebastian Golden Stags. It seems that they were streaky during the first part of the game, pero ngayon, nakakuha sila ng victory against the last seed in San Sebastian and getting their win today. Puntahan natin si Bianca Tagarda. Bianca?
Hello mga kaliga, take 3. Kasama ko nga ngayon ang ating best player of the game, that is Kyle Gamber from the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Now Kyle, congratulations for this achievement. Now I just want to know, you were fearless on court, whether it's a 3-pointer or a 2-pointer. You were not afraid to take your shot. Now what was on your mind every time the ball is in your hand?
I just realized that Coach Nico over there believes in me. So whenever I had the open opportunity, I knew that he was going to trust me to make the shot. So I just tried to play freely today.
I love that attitude, Kyle. Now, during your last game versus LaSalle, you were having a good start, but you could not end with a good finish. What do you think changed around this time?
All these guys work really hard, and we have practices with the rest of the team that you guys are familiar with. So after losing last week, we just tried to put it all together, and we trained like we trained yesterday preparing for this game, and we just came with a different mentality that we wanted to get back from last week's loss. So, yeah.
And lastly, would you like to greet someone, thank someone, or to shout out someone live?
I want to shout out my mom, dad, and brother who's visiting me soon, as well as my girlfriend who's sitting in the stands, Kai Owani, on the women's team. But hi, mom and dad and brother. Kuya David. Shout out my brother, Kuya David.
Thank you so much, Kyle. And again, congratulations for being the player of the game. And again, for this statement win for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Now, that's all for Best Player of the Game interview. Now, let's go back to Migs and Benny.
Thank you, Bianca, and congratulations once again to Kyle Gamber and the rest of the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles for their victory today against the San Sebastian Golden Stags. Catch us on our next games on the Pinoyliga Next Man Cup. On behalf of the entire production team, Migs Gonzalez, Benny Benitez, and Bianca Tagarda for the members of your broadcast team. We'll see you next time.